Jeremy. I farted over here.
You farted over there.
Yeah.
You're just gonna hang around in that little cloud that you have surrounding you.
He's gonna bask in his own stench.
I don't want to get up.
Stay low, Cooper.
Something might fall out of his shorts if he stands up.
All right.
Ready to go.
All right. That totally changes my mojo. The dynamic has now changed completely.
Throw Jeremy off right to start the video.
Welcome back to Fasterproms YouTube channel. We have some intershop wars right here, and right now I'm trying to get my daily driver Duramax to beat that freaking turd. That is the enemy. That is the goal to beat. So right now, we get some goodies, and I'm super excited to share with you. Guys, I'm a diesel noob, and I'm learning as we go here. So we got a lot of things we got to do. If you guys watched the video of the Duramax versus the Galaxy, I know I went in as the underdog. Hey man, we know that we didn't have the four-wheel drive working, and I knew I was on a regular tire, and I'm about 3,000 pounds lighter. Yeah. We're gonna deal with all that junk. So right now, Calibrated Power sent us a turbo. So this is their Stealth series. This is a 67mm turbo, variable vane turbo. Oh yeah, I like that. That is awesome. This is supposed to work just like stock, and the fact that what we're going to be able to do is have our variable vane have good bottom end response while still be able to make a bunch more power up top. I have a tuner friend named Adam Pila who's coming across the state to be able to come and tune the truck, and I'm super stoked for his specialty diesel tuning. Look at these goodies. I can't wait to pull this thing apart, man. Let's get that out of here. Hell yeah. Dang, dude, that is pretty big. That's bigger than I thought for the back housing in there. Awesome. Dude, that thing is freaking nasty. That thing is really nice, like that billet wheel. Oh, man. They say it should be able to support well over 600, and the thing right now is that the fuel system does not support that. You cannot lean out a diesel. But if you don't have enough fuel, you're not going to make the power. So right now, if we're upping the airflow, I am nearing the limits of the factory fuel system. So we reached out to Exergy and they hooked us up. This thing will flow a lot more fuel. If you guys follow us on any of our LT builds, a lot of times what we have to do is we go from an LT1 high pressure fuel injection pump to the LT4 pump. And this is very much the same idea. So this thing is driven to up the pressure and the volume of fuel. In order to be able to make this turbo work, we're probably going to need to be able to upgrade our fuel system, and this is in order. And I'm super excited to be able to move this kind of airflow with this. So the guys at Calibrated Power Solutions said that this turbo has OEM-like drivability. Like you won't even notice the difference going from the OEM turbo to this turbo until it really spools hard. Like it's supposed to light off exactly the same as stock. So I like that idea for towing. This is my daily driver tow pig, and that's what we're going to try and do with that. Let's make some more freaking power, man. Let's put this bigger turbo on it, and we're going to get to tearing this thing apart. All right, so another thing that we have to do is we absolutely must address our four-wheel drive issue. So when we get the four-wheel drive fixed, our Pitman and idler arm support kit, this thing is going to help keep us from breaking stuff, hopefully. I heard that those things kind of crab walk if you launch really hard in them going down the track, so we definitely don't want that to happen. Oh, snap! That looks so freaking cool. We've got a lot of projects coming up. Cannot wait. All right, so I am not gonna lie, Mr. Cooper, James, I literally lost sleep because I was getting so excited about modding this thing. So we got all sorts of goodies. We put in some extra hours. We got a bunch of stuff tore off the truck. She's in shambles right now. Got a bunch of junk right there that we're gonna kind of go through.
You got a lot of stuff.
We got.
You do have a lot.
There's a bit. There's a bit. Yeah. This little pipsqueak doesn't even belong here. This was just for like, no, this.
I thought you were going twins. Compound.
That thing will like huff out, but way before that guy right there.
Yeah, that thing's serious looking, man.
Yeah.
That is a big boy.
It's a beast.
Bolts on there.
Duramax tuner, their claim to fame is reliability, drivability, and dynamic range. The fact that they have versatility, you know, so I like that. They're like, hey, we're not going to make the most power, but we're definitely going to be able to offer an awesome product that will be able to deliver exactly what we want for this. So one of the other things that kind of works with that is like controlling EGTs.
So reliable daily.
Reliable daily.
Say those words, Jeremy. Say them with us.
Reliable daily. That's like almost mutually exclusive.
All of us stand around the car.
Don't modify your daily.
Reliable daily.
Reliable daily. Are we like willing it into action here, or is this like speaking it into existence?
I think he's cursing it.
No, if you put it out to the universe, it happens. You have to put out.
He's talking Skynet.
I think he's trying to like speak it into existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you say it enough times, you'll mentally believe it's true.
Reliable daily.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Hold on, we'll talk about those. Adam Pila, Pila Motorsports. So this right here, it's like a high pressure valve that after you get past about I want to say it's 28,000 psi. It lets off. This one will allow it to hold through 30,000 psi. So this is like a block off for fueling. Yes. Okay. This is a ported race valve. So the stock one, he says, is about 30 thousandths. Well, this is much bigger than 30 thousandths.
Looks like one of my nitrous jets.
Yeah.
Very large.
That's a big puppy right there. So that should be able to help. This right here goes to our air dog, and I don't know exactly where this guy goes yet, but it's basically trying to maintain you know, a 1/2 inch and alleviate another restriction. But all of these are in order to be able to flow more fuel.
That's awesome.
You got your upgraded power steering pump.
Yeah, that's the snazziest power steering pump I've ever seen. Probably the most expensive one too. All right, so this guy right here, this is Exergy's 10 millimeter pump right there. And what this guy, they say this guy is able to support 800 wheel horsepower. It's 27% over stock. And
that's a lot of fuel.
Yeah, so what's pretty cool though, and again, all about the diesel and Duramax life, you know, you're talking about 3,000 RPM range. Well, actually they were saying, hey, the factory pump is out of steam and flatlines after 3,000 RPM. This thing will go well past 5,000 RPM. That's actually a whole lot.
Got you a high revving diesel now.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
6,000.
But 27% overstock. They have two more. They have a 12 and a 14 millimeter, and they go up, you know, about 200 horsepower increments. They say that they have a 14 millimeter one, and that somebody made 1,300 plus out of a 14 millimeter
like
stroker.
3,000 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, that would be absurd. What else is not to like about something else that's just made here in the good old US of A?
American made.
Ain't no China crap here, man. And we might have a little Canadian part right here. So that leads us to this right here. This is an upgraded manifold, and a couple years later, you can see the obvious restriction right there. So I just talked to Adam, and he was saying that basically this, going from this manifold, which was stock right there, to this one right here, should be able to drop our EGTs by about 100 degrees.
No squish on this one here.
No squish. Squishing bad. What's up?
It was made in the Czech Republic.
It's a Bosch pump modified in the United States of America, produced here by American hardworking citizens, okay? Hey, actually, that wasn't too bad for an infomercial right there. I'm competing with two guys that have very good infomercial experience.
I've sold 6 products.
You've sold a hell of a lot of t-shirts
6 products.
with that beautiful belly of yours. Can we get a profile shot, please?
He's down. He doesn't have it anymore.
I am down.
You're down.
He's on Jenny Craig, okay?
It's
Leave him
summer,
alone.
you know? I was like, I'll just get it back in the winter once it's cuddling season.
You should know that it's Vulcan season year-round.
Once we're back in the cuddling season and it's winter,
Oh my
we'll be
god.
huddled up under Leroy for warmth.
Huddle cuddle. Is that like struggle snuggle?
Struggle snuggle. Sounds illegal.
It's only illegal if you say it.
Can you say it like that?
Don't tell everyone on the internet his dark secrets.
Alright,
I heard you put a nitrous kit on this thing too.
No, I'm not putting a nitrous kit on here. We are going to try and push it a little far.
Stop friggin' signing it up for us, nerd.
You can't talk nerdy to these guys.
Yeah,
Like,
just give it to us straight. More power.
it's science.
It's more go fast.
We're going to make some power.
Doing fuel on a Duramax looks a lot more intensive than fuel on a Cummins.
Yeah, I do. I was like, hey, so we're going to have to wing it on this installation. There's an instructional video that we can follow here.
Do you want me and James to do it?
Just Google.
No.
Cooper already installed you a banana.
Dang, that's a... That poor banana.
Oh, it broke.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's fine. It's fine. Just sweep it under the car.
No!
The OEM part.
Oh. Oh my
I
gosh.
give up.
All right. Well, let's get back to it. All right, local porting specialist here at Fasterproms, Georgie. We kind of briefly went through it. You know the deal, man. We got a couple little deburrs and stuff. So this is already going to flow a lot more. What we're going to do is we're going to port match that. We're going to make sure that this thing is not a restriction in any way, shape, or form. So we've already made an upgrade from that guy to that guy. There's a couple little areas here, like feel that one right there. So we want to kind of get rid of that. We'll get a gasket that we can look at to check that out. On the back side, we want to be able to port match to these as well. So let's check that guy out. right there. Kind of open her, just bell mouth out that, and we'll check our up pipes as well to match to that. We got to look at our up pipe, and we're kind of just gasket match everything else there as well. So we're gonna look at this gasket and try and match to that. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to get everything just right, but at Fasterproms, we're always about optimizing the little stuff. And if you do that a whole bunch of times, you're gonna have a much better, greater hole when the project is all done and complete. Just a couple of gas boys messing around with some diesel stuff.
Need bigger tools for this stuff.
Yeah, more torque.
More hand cleaner.
Laz, what'd you say earlier about it being tighter?
Everything's a tad bit tighter.
And I mean, a big old boy like Laz having to crank on something that just ain't coming loose, it is, it has taken us a while to get to right where we're at. So this turbo's finally, and we got everything off, turbo's finally loose coming out.
Not really good spot here to get that.
I like it. Upgrade! Okay, so what they've done here is that they've reconfigured where the vanes are. So they move the vanes, and it's just a lot more efficient. So the fact that they're kind of keeping the variable vane function, and they've said that the mechanical part is secondary to the tuning. So the tuning is so important, and that's why we're bringing Adam in, because he knows that really, really, really well. You can do a lot of different things to help that flow more, but you might lose some characteristics of drivability on the bottom end or top end. And you can have all this really good mechanical stuff, but not have the right tune. You know, very similar with what we deal with day in and day out. So back side of this though, I pull that, and I want to look at the, yeah, this is supposed to be opened up quite a bit more. No, it's definitely a different inlet right there. And matching that is definitely important. And that brings us to Georgie, which you just did. So let's look at what we got here. So George went out, modded those up, just cleaned everything up, opened everything, smoothed everything where we could, alleviated any sort of restrictions. Again, it's all about trying to control those EGTs. Anything you could do to help exhaust flow. Nice helping spot right there, yeah. These were all opened up so that we could port match just right, exactly where they need to be. All right, you can take it from here, right, Jimmy?
It looks like you're missing something rather
We're missing a lot. In fact, it's a little intimidating right now. We got a deadline. This thing needs to be up and running tonight. And, there's a big old mess right there.
Night's still young, my friend.
I reckon. Wee little cylinder heads down there. You remember how small those were, Laz? Freaking tiny. All right, this fitting that we're replacing that is being a major pain in the butt relieves pressure at like 28,000 pounds, which is pretty crazy for rail pressure, but that's apparently a problem. So we need to be able to go past 30,000, and we should be able to do that. So we're gonna try and get this puppy up. No lie. That is crazy to think that fuels all four injectors on. Man. What a difference. Man, this diesel stuff ain't for sissies, I'll tell you that. Just about everything is it's pretty tough. What's that?
So we're getting it whipped.
Yeah, man.
That's a CP3 pump, is that what it's called?
Yeah, CP3.
It was a bear to get out, but once having a little bit of knowledge on getting it out, it went back in like a breeze.
Calling in all sorts of favors, asking all sorts of buddies on how to help do this, but man, we're definitely getting through. So turbo is ready to go on. Liam helped me swap all this stuff over. So this is all our pile of old junk. We're bypassing a bunch of the old fuel system there with the fuel filter and a lot of extraneous lines, things that could be having a pressure drop. Adam Pila from Pila Motorsports was like, man, one of those fittings is an absolute bear. I've had to weld a wrench to that fitting to get it off. And
You weren't getting it off in the truck.
no, we weren't getting it off in the truck. We rounded it off, and I think we all hurt ourselves trying to get the junk. You stayed away from it. Wise choice there. So, all right, well, we're putting the turbo in, and I'm looking forward to getting this thing running here. All right, so it's about 1:15 in the morning. We are all whooped. We had a long day, and this thing is still not done, but we are this close. So we're going to finish up in the morning, and Adam's going to come and tune the vehicle, and that is going to be a freaking blast. You're going to love this guy. He's got a lot of diesel knowledge and just general engineering knowledge. It's going to be fun. All right, we're back, rested up, ready for the next day, and I got somebody that I wanted you to meet. Guys, this is Adam Pila.
What's up, man? How you doing?
My diesel counterpart, diesel guru.
Oh boy.
So you got some news for us real quick here, huh? What you got?
Well, one, we need four-wheel drive because we can't get spanked by the Galaxy again. That's
Hell no.
When you got a 7,000+ pound truck, you gotta have four-wheel drive. So I think the issue is you guys changed the transfer case motor. The LMM has like an encoder learn procedure. So I'm reading instructions, which I don't typically do, so that I can follow the procedure to relearn your transfer case. So we're doing that real quick. And over here I got the tune that I just uploaded in here for your new mods.
I'm getting excited. This thing is back together. A couple hours worth more of work, and it looks like it was supposed to look.
You can start whenever you're ready.
All right, so no more service 4-wheel drive.
That's gonna be a huge bonus.
Oh, first startup.
Yep, gotta get a purge. There's a lot of air in the lines.
Okay, go ahead.
The air dog on, right?
Yeah, let's just make sure. Hold up, we got a leak.
We got a leak.
Right there.
On the high pressure lines?
Yeah.
Somebody forgot to tighten that. Because they generally don't leak.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yep, right on the rail. Well, at least we pushed some of the bubbles out. The Duramax was pretty much the first one with the common rail fuel system, which, as we were describing, is the difference between a tractor diesel fuel injection system, like a P-pump, which is awesome. Everybody loves the black smoke and whatnot, but you have no control of injection timing, you have no control of injection pressure. It's like a carburetor, right? Common rail system immediately switches you over from like carb technology to fuel injection. Now you can control pressure, timing, all these different parameters of how the fuel system runs. So what's really cool about that is that you can adjust the pulse width and the timing as the engine's running, and really awesome PID controls for things like boost. So as we're pointing out here, yes, which I love. A lot of people are like, oh, ditch that thing. You need to go, fix turbo, which, yes, there's a little bit of efficiency to be gained at the top end without a VGT. But the performance benefits of a VGT, especially in a low RPM diesel application, it's hard to beat. So now you've got things like engine braking and boost control at different speeds and loads. You can drive the vanes to make 10 pounds of boost at 1200 RPM if you want to tow in a trailer.
Freaking sick, yeah, definitely.
It's awesome.
And I like that you've done that. You can definitely tell. So the other tunes that Adam had done for me, I have a 5-way switch on controller, and you can definitely tell how the vane position. You can tell it in the idle. You can tell it as far as like when you click from 1 to 3 or 3 to 5 at a given throttle position. You can literally feel. You can watch injection timing change. You can really feel the power kind of surge on. So. Check for leaks. Oh, this thing's gonna be a beast. Dang, dude, listen to that turbo. That sounds so... Hey, do that again. That was sick. Oh, that sounds nasty, dude. I like that.
It's not even warmed up yet.
Yeah,
it's still
yeah.
kind of breaking in.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that is really, really nasty. Like, I did not expect it to be like that. Like, this is...
Check it out. So your orange line position, and if you just blip it a little bit, right now they're at about 87%. You see how quick the vanes move in these things.
Oh my gosh.
And now flip and switch, because at idle...
Okay, so where... Oh, that's on 1?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So as you switch that, you'll probably see like the turbo vane position. It's, I think, yeah, there you go.
So that's on setting 3.
So yeah, and on setting 3, the vanes are more open. You don't have as much whistle. So it takes a second for the vanes to close, but as you see, as soon as you touch the throttle, they close in response.
It's really responsive, like no joke. Like, this is like the difference from stock to where I was at, and now it's that again. I mean, it was never like that.
I think, as Nick pointed out, that turbo that he uses has some really high flowing vanes. The size of the vane, the opening in the turbine is so large that when the vanes are open, it really like lets the exhaust gas out quick. So those vanes now have way more control than what a stock turbocharger can.
And that's DuramaxTuner.com, and you actually said you have one of their turbos on your truck.
My personal truck, I have a little 06 regular cab LBZ with compounds, and I have his Stealth 67 as my primary charger on my twin truck. Man, and I mean, I drove that truck a while ago, and it was the fastest diesel truck I've ever been in by a large margin. It's a fun truck. I daily drive it. I mean, it gets freaking 18 miles to the gallon. It makes 980 or something to the wheels, so...
Ridiculous. Hell yeah! It looks good.
Way cleaner, not much smoke at all.
The fact that Adam just waltzed right in here and then fixed the freaking 4-wheel drive just like that, that's a game changer right there. So now let's find out what this thing's gonna make power wise, because I've been itching. And I mean, dude, that turbo at just like the initial rev was way
Very
more
responsive,
responsive. I mean, no doubt about it. So huge thanks to Duramax Tuner and Extra G Performance. I mean, dude,
You got some killer parts.
oh yeah, I am really excited. So let's find out what this thing is gonna do. Next episode, this guy again, he's my decent counterpart. Talk nerdy to me.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you next time.
Peep, come here. Peep, give me the ball. Jericho, what you getting into? Jericho, get over here. You better stay away from deer poop.